This week on Dumb Pitches, my shirt matches my shoes. And it's me. We talk about some TV show ideas that I've had, reality shows, game shows. What if you are on a game show and you can only see your spouse's face and you have to decide what's going on behind you based on their facial expressions? I think it's a good idea. We also come up with another idea of a reality show, and you have to decide whether you would like to watch it or not. Overall, a great episode, and I give you all my new dates so you can come and see me live. But here we go, Dumb Pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. I'm successful. I'm a successful person. I successfully started and continue to do this podcast, even though sometimes getting guests is difficult and things come up. You know, people are getting sick and whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, so today is going to be a lovely solo episode, and for some reason you guys actually like these sometimes better than the other ones, but whatever. I found two television show ideas in my phone that I have had, so I'm excited to share those with you. But first, let's talk about why I'm successful, and it's because I'm a stand-up comedian. So here are my dates, live show dates coming up that you can come and see me. I don't know, this month. You can always check on my social media at Monica Nevi or monicanevi.com on my calendar page for dates that are coming up. It keeps updating. Anyways, this weekend, June 3rd and 4th, I'm at Joker's Comedy Club in Richland, Washington, headlining. Next week, I'm in Port Townsend, Washington on Thursday. I'm doing the Dope Show at the historic Roxy Theater in Bremerton, Washington on Saturday. That's where I tell jokes, go smoke weed, and then come back and try to tell them again. Headlining Spokane Comedy Club on June 16th. That's in Spokane, Washington. Headlining the Draft Zone in Post Falls, Idaho on the 17th, and Prospectors in Gold Bar, Washington on the 18th. I'm at Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon, June 30th through July 2nd. And headlining, again, very excited, at Club Comedy in Seattle, July 7th through the 9th. All those tickets and information are available on my website, monicanevi.com. Also, we put up I'm not in control of any of this. I filmed a special in January. You may have heard about it. I don't know when the full thing's going to be done. I'm supposed to have a meeting next week. Am I supposed to tell you that? I don't know. But they've been putting up more clips from it, and those are available on YouTube, Helium Comedy Studios. You search that. They put up a couple on their Instagram and whatnot recently, and they're doing well, including one yesterday for Pride Month, so that's great. All right, let's get it going for my bad ideas. I realize it looks like I'm just also texting while I'm doing this. No, I'm looking up my ideas. Okay, I've had some TV show ideas. I think when people come on this show, sometimes they'll have like failed ideas or stuff that they've pitched that they really believe in so much that they would offend themselves to pitch it, because then that would be saying it's dumb, you know. So I do have a pilot that I kind of started that I'm not going to put in this because I don't think it would be the worst idea. But I have a reality show idea. You go on the reality show as a contestant. I guess it's a game show, a reality game show. Sure. You go on the reality game show with your partner, your spouse, whatever. Preferably, probably longer term relationships would be helpful in this case. You're at a restaurant and your spouse is sitting, let's say it's a booth on the wall and then a regular chair on this side, right? So your spouse is sitting on the booth. You can only see them, right? You're looking straight forward. You can only see them. And you have to guess what's going on in the room only based on the faces that they're making. No words. Can't say anything. But if you know your partner well enough, then you would be able to decipher what's going on. I suppose you could still hear what was going on behind you as well, but maybe not. Maybe it would just be maybe that's the next round. You have headphones on also, so then you can only see what their what their faces are doing. Obviously, I thought about this when out to dinner with my fiance. She's a very expressive face and also gets irritated by people pretty easily. So it's actually very fun for me. I do like to people watch in general. And for a long time, I always thought it was weird that people would sit on the same side of the table or same side of a booth when they were out on a date. And now I get it as far as if you're just looking to watch people. Look, we talk all the time, okay? Everyone knows that. Especially once you get married, not once you get married, but if you've been together for a long time where it is marriage length, then yeah, you already know what's up, especially because we text each other all the time. I'm sure you and your partner, if you have one, or your friends, whatever, you know what's going on with each other because you're messaging. It's hard. You can't even go home and be like, hey, I saw this video earlier today, and they're like, yeah, I already saw it. There's just not enough to be talking about after work. Maybe save some stuff for after work. So you get bored, so then you sit on the same side so you can people watch other people's drama, which turns out people pretty dramatic. So it would be like that newlyweds game when you say something, and then you flip your board around and see if they match kind of thing. So then after the experience of you watching them and taking notes, what they would have written down what had happened, and then and then you would also write down what you think has happened, and then you compare the two. And if it was correct or close enough, maybe you win money or they pay for your dinner. That's it. It's not that good. This is sponsored by Applebee's, and you get a free appetizer. Oh, I went to Applebee's the other day. Yeah. Maybe I think I wrote a joke about it. I have almost written a joke about Applebee's a lot of times because it's one of the few places when you're on the road that is consistent, I didn't say it was good. I just said it was consistent. And I like to play trivia when I'm alone. They have the little... Blake looked very sad on that part. But you travel alone when you're super famous. Yeah, and they're open later, so if the show's over and you haven't eaten yet, it's a good place to go. Anyways, then you can play a little trivia game. Because otherwise, if you're not playing something, someone might fucking come and talk to you, and I don't want that to happen. So that's why it is most fun to go to Applebee's with your partner or wherever you guys, splurge on yourselves. Olive Garden? I don't know what you're up to. Yes, then you could win. I feel like the only appropriate thing to have as prizes would be something food/date related, some gift cards, lifetime of dinners to Denny's. I don't know. Do you go to Denny's for dinner? Everyone's like, no one goes to Denny's. That's a fucking lie. They've been thriving for years. I don't know how people do a podcast every week by themselves. You start overthinking what you're saying. I'm having a great time. And I feel judged by Blake anyways. So I suppose if you're alone in a closet in your house, then you're feeling less judged. Okay, so I do like, I don't know, this is for you to decide what it should be called. Show where you watch your spouse react to people behind you, and then you have to guess what is going on based on their face. I think maybe this is a fun exercise, people as in your couples therapy. When your couples therapy, then maybe this is a challenge that your therapists like to give you homework. So this could be a strategy. Strategy? Sure. What would that help? Nonverbal communication, I suppose. All right. Next. I don't even know if this is a show idea, but this is... Oh, okay. You know how podcasts, sometimes you'll do a crossover where so like Blake and I have done it. I'll go on his podcast that week and he comes on my podcast. We did it before. We've done it before where it's like you literally put your podcast in the place of someone else's, like you, or like they host yours and you host theirs kind of thing. So what if you did that, but with reality shows? Okay. So like Jeff Probst, host of Survivor, we all know him, hosts The Bachelor for a week. Steve Harvey hosts Survivor. Then that would be fun, right? Steve Harvey is the host of Survivor. That would be great. Chris Harrison, not there anymore, but whoever's hosting The Bachelor at the time would host. I have here Iron Chef. Okay. Alton Brown, who is a Food Network host, would host Drag Race. Nicole Byer, she's got a cooking show. What would she host? Maybe she could host like one of the more serious cooking shows, like Top Chef. You know, her show is called Nailed It, and it's about making bad cakes. So it's not, it's not that good. But I think, and maybe I wrote this down because that would be a funny sketch idea. Like if, just how, like Steve Harvey hosting Survivor is great, because initially you would think he should host The Bachelor because he is, constantly giving advice about how to be a high value man. Is that what? I don't think that's him, but people say that. If you're a high value person, high value woman, and how are you going to make these men want you, and what you should dress like as a guy who, so he'd probably be better on The Bachelor, but it would be more entertaining for him to be wearing a nice tan suit in Fiji, starting the challenge for the immunity challenge for the day. Actually, that would be, because my favorite part about Steve Harvey hosting Family Feud is his nonverbal communication, his facial expressions. How fun. Imagine that at Tribal Council. Oh, that would be good. They should do this. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would be fun. And I'm sure there's other mixes, other swaps we could make. Have RuPaul host Good Eats then, I guess, maybe. Or I think most of these are competition shows. Is The Bachelor a competition show? I think technically it's a dating show, even though it seems like it's probably RuPaul hosting Love Island. Oh, I love Love Island. I'm so excited it's coming back. Only the UK version. Don't get confused. That's the best one. The American version is trash, and that's because Americans are trash. So that'll do it. If you don't know what Love Island is, it's like, it's a dating show, I guess. Also a competition, I suppose. That they just put singles in there, but there's even numbers of men and women, and then they are supposed to match up accordingly. And then they add another person in, and it throws a wrench in everything, and then they couple up, and if you're not in a couple, then you get kicked off, and then the British public can kick you off too, and they really make up a lot of rules. It's like Hunger Games meets The Bachelor. But I love it. It's far more whimsical with British accents, and they're not as douchey as we are. Sorry, I feel like I'm piling on Americans, but we deserve it. Anyways, the host on that one really is not there very often. But there's a voiceover done by I think he's Scottish, a comedian, a stand-up comedian named Ian Sterling, who's very funny. But so he voices over and kind of tells what's going on, like a nature show a little bit. But it's funny. It's like exactly what you need for a dating show. If The Bachelor had that, oh, that would be great. I think it's time to just switch it up a little bit on some of these reality shows, dating shows, whatever that we've seen over and over again for a long time. Switch it up. I'm trying to think of other hosts. Ooh, what if you had what if you had like guys who are used to hosting like football halftime shows? You have like Terry Bradshaw and Shaq hosting the Great British Bake Off. I think that's pretty good. I think there's enough shows on even just Netflix. Like even if you just took just the Netflix shows or something, or if you just took one network that has, like, what's Top Chef? Bravo. They have enough weird reality shows where you could switch just within the network. And would that be good cross promotion? I don't know. Would it be entertaining for us? Yes, that's the point. Yeah. I don't know. I have a name for that. Host swap. That's what, which is the, I mean, look, I don't think there is a reality show idea that could be more ridiculous or heinous than anything we have already had. There is a streak of, how the fuck did we go from it being the Learning Channel to I Have Way Too Many Kids channel? And there's multiple shows of that same thing, or all these whatever the category is. We really are good at, like, running with it, you know. Whatever's popular at the time. Vampires had a good streak. Remember that from last episode. And then books and movies like Hunger Games, and there was Maze Runner and stuff. You know, whatever is popular at the time, then people just make a bunch of that same thing. And so I feel like because of that, because there's always a version where they add a thing in, right? So there's too many kids, and then there's more kids, but then they're also Mormon or whatever, you know, that's, or there was a lot of shows about little people, and then they were like, they're little people, but they also make chocolate. Like, it's just, we're running out of things to make reality shows about. Would it be interesting to have a reality show that was just about a normal family? They seem to be doing fine on YouTube, you know? It's very popular with the kids on YouTube, where it's just a normal family just doing stuff. 15 minutes of playing hide and seek, that's it. They're making millions of dollars a year. You know? And I'm over here thinking of concepts for my YouTube channel for no fucking reason. I mean, and they like to watch it, which is interesting to me, because it's like you could just go outside and also play tag on your own. What you think about that? I don't know. So that might be an interesting reality show. Like, why do we keep going to famous people, Kardashians, whoever, to be interested in what their lives are like? Because a normal family would be too close to your own. I don't know. A lot of people got weird secrets. And we've all seen having a reality show does ruin your normal life. So if we made a reality show about a normal, boring family, they would then become not normal and boring. Not normal? Sure. I'd be interested. I love some hot goss, and I feel like in my line of work now, look, comedy's got plenty of drama, but it's not the same kind of gossip that you have at a workplace, and I miss it, you know? Of just, ooh, that would be a good... So The Office was based on a mockumentary about an office place. What if you just did, maybe these exist, just did a reality show about working in an office? Because that stuff's interesting. You have people hooking up, not supposed to. People's personal lives then come into work, right? Things that are going on at home. Sometimes you can't get yourself out of it enough by the time you get in. So you're going through your divorce or getting cheated on. I don't know why these all have to do with relationship, but that is the most interesting part of human life, I suppose. Or whatever. Gambling problem. Maybe your coworker's got a gambling problem. I'll be completely honest. I hope they figure it out, but I want to hear about it. I do. I think that might be a pretty good reality show. Also, one of my main goals that I really don't do anything about, but I really would like to do, is to host a game show of some sort. So a reality show where it's an elongated version like a Love Island. I could do that too, you know. Talk about office drama. Host a show about office drama. It is, yeah, that's interesting. And more relatable, probably. Art is supposed to be relatable to life, you know? It imitates life. My life does not look like the Kardashians, it turns out. I've been checking in, keeping up. Not recently, but whenever I'm in a hotel, that's on still constantly on the E! Network. I realized the other day I was watching an episode from 2017, but finished the whole thing. Had to see what's up. So it is still other people are the most interesting thing to people, I would assume, Yeah. All right. I feel pretty good about, let's see. All right. Game show where you watch your spouse watching other people. That's pretty good. We need a title for that one, though. Then, host swap. Okay. So all the reality and game show hosts switch to host something else. It's good. It's a different vibe. And now I do think, we came up with it together, and by we, I mean just me. A reality show about just working in an office. What do you think? Comment what you think would be more interesting. An office job, like selling paper. I don't know what everybody's got cubicles, that type of thing. Or like working in a warehouse or something more physical labor. Or retail seems like it would have, mostly because I think the age range skews a little younger for retail. There's got to be some sort of reality show about service industry. There's a lot of shows about restaurants. So there's got to be something like that. With the popularity of Below Deck, which I haven't watched, but I do feel like it's right up my alley there, because that's about working on private yachts, I think, or sailing ships or something. And, so rich people are coming in, so you have that aspect of it. But then there's a crew that are hooking up and all that fun stuff. So people seem to like that. That might be a similar thing to just a restaurant. Because I do feel like, what's that one? There's a lady that owns a bunch of restaurants, maybe Vanderpump. Anyways, they have a little bit of that. I've heard. I've never really watched that show. So you have the idea that there's a rich lady and you want to learn about her, and then here's the drama of the staff. So could you do that with like a family fun center? I don't think whoever owns those makes enough money. That's fair. Or one of those offices where like it's quiet most of the time, but there's drama under the covers. Are they selling sheets? Maybe. I don't know. Under the covers at all times. What's going on? That's true, though. My parents would always come home and tell each other about their days, and they did work in the same industry, so a lot of times it did have to do with customers and people that they knew, until they worked for competitors and weren't allowed to do that. But a lot of times it was about, did you hear she got her stomach stapled? Did you hear about that? Or, they're getting divorced because she got arrested this weekend, or, whatever. It's fun stuff like that. It's maybe that's where my love of office goss came from. That's what I got the lowdown from my mom every day. It's a genetic thing, being interested in other people's drama. I think that would be... Am I the only one who would watch that? I don't know. I'd be interested in watching just another Office Spaces drama. Normal people. The more normal someone or whatever, the more put together they are, I think there's an indicator that maybe that's not actually what's going on. Like you want people to think you're doing okay when really it's maybe not that exactly what's going on. I'm just trying to think of what type of business would be the most entertaining. I do like, and now I have that ring, that like office phone ring in my head with the white extra grip on the back of it. You know what I'm talking about. Well, I think we're onto something with that one. That's brand new. That's fun. Tell me which one you like the most. Give me some name ideas for them. Can you see my gray hairs in the camera? I don't know. When we first started, Blake was like, oh my God, you have a gray hair, like looking in the TV screen of me over there. very closely. And I was like, I have multiple ones, and you can see it on my real head over here if you want to. You don't have to look into the camera. I'm growing it out. Is this a bad idea? Maybe. I'm letting it do whatever it's going to do because I kind of want to see. It's been a real slow burn. I got my first gray hairs when I was 19, and I am now 32. So this is as much as we're working with, but it is considerably more over the past couple years. But, I mean, a little salt and pepper. It's kind of popular now. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Should I dye it for my wedding? I don't know. What do you think? I just want to look like a witch. My shoes match my shirt. Okay. I think we did pretty good. We have some great guests coming up in the next few weeks. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Join our YouTube memberships. That's very helpful. We're going to do some more live streams. We did a trivia a couple weeks ago, which is super fun. Come and see me live. Everything's at monicanevi.com or at Monica Nevi on my social media. Please subscribe and review and all that stuff on iTunes. Honestly, or Apple Podcasts. I think that would be the most helpful way. So if you haven't done that, Apple Podcasts, give it a 5, put a nice review, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Or you can just say nothing, put a snowman in the, I don't know why it's snowman. Right. It's been a day, but come see me live. And right now you can just keep watching Dumb Pitches.
You're weird.
Yes.